Okay, so guys, how do we get more clients with call to action blasts? What is a call to action blast anyways? What does that even mean? I'm going to be talking about that in today's episode. So I think that before we can talk about calls to action, I need to do a quick little recap, and this will be quick because even though I've talked about this multiple times, I definitely know that there are a lot of even my trainers that are in my coaching program that aren't following these rules. Okay, so after this podcast, I want you to go to your social media and I want you to analyze your social media for these three things. Number one, so are you guys posting enough value-based content? And so my definition of value-based content is you have an ideal client that you want to work with. So let's pretend that you want to work with moms that are trying to lose body fat. You've got a client that, like an ideal client that you want to work with. And then when you're writing your posts are directed towards that woman. That's a value-based piece of content. Most people think value-based content is writing how to have a positive mindset. But that's not value-based content if it's not directed specifically towards the avatar that you're working with. So it's like, if it's not how to have a positive mindset when you're a mom, then it's not value-based content. So the first thing you need to analyze your social media for is, are you posting value-based content? The second type of content that you need to be posting if you want to attract clients consistently is connection. Now, connection-based content is where you're sharing personal stuff about your life to allow your audience to get to know you. When you guys look at my social media, something that you'll find is I'm not just posting like, here's how to grow your business. Because guess what? People get bored of that shit. Like, people don't want to read my content consistently if it's only ever about business. I'm sure that you guys might follow some people that all they post is fitness stuff and it gets super just annoying after a while. It's like, okay, like I get it, you're a fitness coach. But for me, I think that it's super important to post connection-based content and allow my audience to get to know me, whether that be like, this is my dog, Mr. Fluffy Pants, or this is me talking at a high school where like, this is actually what happened. I talked at a high school and I gave some inspirational talk about my addiction. I've also talked about my addiction in my social media posts. That has nothing to do with business coaching, but I want to show you guys who I am as a person. And so connection-based content is the third type of content that you need to be posting. Now, the third most important type of content that you need to be posting is social proof. Social proof, everybody, if you're taking notes, write this down. Social proof equals clients. Social proof equals clients. Testimonial photos, videos, and screenshots of your clients winning will get a low amount of engagement on social media, but it will get you the most amount of clients, period. There's nothing that sells like social proof. If you're not selling enough clients right now on social media, I almost bet my life you're not posting enough social proof. I've seen it. There was one of my clients that I was working with really closely one-on-one recently, and she was having a hard time booking calls. And I looked at her page and there was like 0 before and afters. So I was like, yo, this week, all I want you to do is I want you to collect and I want you to blast social proof everywhere on your stories, newsfeed, Facebook, everywhere. Social proof equals clients. And so if you don't have those three content types in your social media consistently, value-based content for your avatar, connection-based content to show people who you are, and social proof, because social proof equals clients, that's why you're not making money. Okay, so let's go to the next level. Let's assume that you've got all these three things in order. I want to talk to you guys about what a call to action blast is today. Now, most people, when you guys make a call to action, I see most online trainers, if you make a call to action, you're like, I'm now accepting clients. You'll do it on one place and you'll do it like subpar. So you might post on your Instagram feed. I'm now looking for, X amount of clients, whatever. So you make a post and maybe you get 2 leads and you're like, okay, like this is, whatever. You make one post, you get 2 leads and then that's it. And you're like, Mark, I made that post and it didn't really work. For me, I think the biggest opportunity for you online fitness coaches is you're missing an opportunity to pull leads from multiple sources on your social media. I'm just going to pretend, by the way, that you guys are just using Facebook and Instagram, because I would say 70% of my online coaches are just using Facebook and Instagram. There's 30% of them that use TikTok or LinkedIn as well. But most people are just using Facebook and Instagram. On Facebook and Instagram, there are 4 places that you can pull leads from. 4, not 1, 4. And so a call to action blast is this. Basically what we're doing is when we're going to do a call to action, we're not just posting it on our Instagram newsfeed. A call to action blast is set up so that we're posting on our Instagram newsfeed, our Facebook newsfeed, our Instagram story, and our Facebook story. When you're doing a call to action blast, basically what you're doing is you are taking the exact same idea and you're posting it in multiple places, all at the exact same time as a big blast to pull in more clients. Now, instead of having one, let's say you make one post on your Instagram, one post here, and you're like, okay, I'm looking for 5 people, whatever, and you get 2 leads. If you do it blast, you do it on your Facebook story, your Instagram story, your Facebook newsfeed, and your Instagram newsfeed, and you do it all at the same time. Now you've got 2 leads from Facebook, you got 1 from your Instagram story, you got 1 from your Facebook story, and you got 3 from your Instagram post. Now you have 7 potential leads instead of 2. Now you get on 4 phone calls instead of 1. Now you sell 3 clients instead of 0 because the guy didn't convert. Does this make sense? Now, a call to action blast, the best way to set this sort of framework up and get the most amount of clients, I'm going to make this quick, actionable, and exciting. All right. So the best way to set this sort of framework up is this. When I'm doing a call to action blast, I'll do it once a week for like a blast, as in like I do a big push on social media. Now, before I get into that, a lot of you guys might be thinking like, Brian, wouldn't that not make sense to do the same sort of post on Facebook and Instagram stories and Facebook stories? What if the same people see it twice? Who cares? What's more likely to happen is that there's going to be some humans that scroll through their Instagram newsfeed and then they see it. There's going to be some humans that only ever go on their Instagram story, so they're going to see it. There's going to be some humans that are just browsing through Facebook story and then they see it. And then there's going to be some humans that are browsing through their Instagram newsfeed and they're going to see it. If you're on LinkedIn as well, you can use this exact same strategy and you can take the same type of post and you can post it on LinkedIn as well. Now in one day, you can collect 10 leads and get on 6 phone calls instead of collecting 2 leads and getting on 1 phone call. Okay, so let's talk about frameworks for how to set this call to action blast up. Whenever I'm doing a blast, as in like I'm putting out a bunch of basically asking for clients, before I'll do the ask, so before I basically am like, I'm looking for X people, before I ask anything, I always show social proof. So before you go for an ask, you should always show social proof. And social proof basically means this. You're doing a before and after of your clients. You're doing a bunch of screenshots showing actual proof that you're working with clients that are getting real results. What this does in your audience's mind is it takes the words out of your mouth and it directly shows them like, oh yeah, Brian actually does know what he's talking about, because look at this client that got this result with him. And look at this client that got this result with him. And look at this client that got this result with him. Damn, like if he can get all those results for those clients, I wonder if he can get those results for me. That's what starts to happen in your audience's mind. Like I get when we're talking about value and we're like, here are 3 tips to grow your booty. Your audience might think like that's like a cool insight or a cool idea. But when they see actual evidence that you know what you're talking about because they can actually physically see your client going through a transformation, that is what happens. In their minds, they get sold on the idea of working with you. Does this make sense? So before I do any sort of call to action blast, the checklist for me is this. Here's the checklist. So for your Facebook and Instagram story, what you need to do is on Instagram, you need to have your account switch to a creator account so that when you post on your Instagram story, it will automatically upload to your Facebook story. Okay, so have your Facebook and Instagram accounts linked, so that when you post on your Instagram story, it gets posted to your Facebook story. Now, when you're going to do your call to action blast, what I'd recommend doing is writing your post for Facebook and Instagram, right? So you like want to write whatever post you want to write. I would recommend doing a before and after because again, social proof sells. If you're a newer online fitness coach and you don't have a lot of social proof because you're like, yo, B Mark, I've only been online coaching for 2 months and I don't have any clients yet, then use your own story. Because your own story, your own before and after of like you 17 years old working out versus you jacked as hell at 27, that's still going to sell, right? That's going to tell your audience that you know what you're talking about because you took yourself through a transformation. So use a transformation before and after. Write your testimonial post or your before and after, or your social proof post. If you're in the 10K Coaching Academy, use the testimonial post framework. I wrote you guys post templates for you to use them. So use the frameworks. If you're going to do a 5 guys post, like if you're in the academy and you're going to do a 5 guys post, before and after, just literally only write, I'm looking for X people. You know how to write the post. Don't add any extra words. Don't think you're smarter than me. We designed the post for a reason. So use the framework, post the post on your Facebook and Instagram feed. Then for your stories will get a much higher response rate if you guys set up your stories like this. So you're gonna post the same post on Instagram that you do on Facebook. On your stories, it will get a much higher response rate if you grab, I would say 3 to 5 of your best clients, transformations and testimonials. By the way, it doesn't matter if you've already posted them because stories disappear after 24 hours and people don't really care if you worked with a client 3 months ago or 2 months ago or whatever. One of my best clients, Maverick Willett, will frequently reshare his old clients. Like I worked with Maverick a year ago and he still shares my photos in his story because I worked with him and I got those results while I worked with him. So if there's a certain client that got your results while you worked with them, like you can post them in your story. So grab 3 to 5 of your best clients, befores and afters, whatever. Post them in your story and talk about their specific results. So do a quick little summary. So like you could put like my clients win, and then at the bottom you could say Sarah lost 15 pounds in 12 weeks. And then goes to the next slide and then hashtag my clients win or whatever you want to put. And then below you put Johnny was able to drop 5 inches off his waist and now can see a 6-pack. And then the next story is Sarah was able to do blah, blah, blah. I don't know why I always use Sarah. Sarah was able to do blah, blah, blah in blah, blah, blah time frame. So specific results in specific time frame, show actual proof. If you don't have a lot of like before and afters and this is impossible for you, this same sort of effect can be applied with screenshots of your clients' wins. So if you have a client that's lost 10 pounds and you can screenshot that, post in your story, 5 pounds, you can screenshot that, post in your, like if they sent you a message on Facebook or Instagram, or they've commented on one of your Facebook posts in your group, you can screenshot that, post in your story. So do 3 slides in a row. Then on the 4th slide, you can make your call to action and you can say whatever your slide is. So are you looking to get results like my clients? That's the simplest one that you could post. If you're in the PT Dom, if you're in the 10K Coaching Academy, then you can use the 5 guys framework for your Instagram post. I'm looking for 5 people, blah, blah, blah. So you can use the 5 people post framework. You can also say like on the 4th side, you could say something like now accepting new clients, period. If you want to get results like any of the clients that you've seen in the previous slides, all you have to do is DM me the word transform and I can help you. This is simple as shit. This is why it works. If you work into this, like if you work this into your schedule once a week, you will sign more clients. I fucking guarantee it. Most people overthink this whole social media game. It's actually very simple. Once you understand the fundamentals and the foundations, it's very simple and it's very easy to rinse and repeat. Again, the reason that most of you guys aren't signing clients right now is that your social media isn't a combination of connection, proof, and value. If you are posting connection, proof, and value, and you're still not signing clients, I almost bet my life there's not enough social proof on your newsfeed. If you go to your last 9 posts on your newsfeed, at least 2 of them should be before and afters. I'm serious. If that's not you right now, you're making a mistake. That's why you're not signing clients, 100%. Because you can say that you know how to transform people's lives, but your audience wants to see evidence. That's what's social proof. Social means people in your network. Proof means evidence. So people need to see evidence that you know what you're talking about. That being said, once you have these foundations in place, then you can go for a call to action blast. When you're going to ask people to work with you, you shouldn't just do it on your Facebook or Instagram newsfeed. You should do it on your Facebook newsfeed, your Instagram newsfeed, your Facebook story, and your Instagram story. If you're on LinkedIn, you should do it on LinkedIn as well. By the way, LinkedIn has stories now, so you can also do it on your LinkedIn stories. So now you've got 6 places to pull leads from instead of just 1 from 1 post. Does this make sense? Guys, that's it. That's the simplest, easiest possible framework I can give you guys to land more online fitness clients. Don't overcomplicate this. This is extremely simple, as it should be, because social media marketing isn't actually that complicated.